By the hand of the Almighty, we flowered in this generation, triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had.
When Michael came back, and Judd and I were driving down to the game, and I said, Judd, you know, does Phil start Michael? I mean, he hasn't been here for, 60 games, 65 games. And Judd looked at me and he said, Steve, as a general rule, when you have your own statue outside the stadium, you don't come off the bench.
There'll be other great players, no question about that. But what he's done for the game, I don't think anybody will touch his greatness. And that's why everybody's holding on here in the finish to just be a part of, if this is the last run, everybody wants to be a part of it and witness it.
The Bulls had gone to the finals 5 times, and 5 times they had won. The fact that this might be Michael's last chance made these finals the most anticipated ever. The Jazz had earned the home court advantage on the strength of their regular season, and now the world tuned in to see if Michael could beat the odds and win one last time.
Michael Jordan είναι πάρα πολύ λίγα. Michael Jordan ist ganz einfach. Αυτό το παίκτη δεν φτάνουνε.
Michael circles, spins, hangs, fires, scores.
In Game 1, the Bulls took the Jazz into overtime. But in the end, fresher legs prevailed.
The previous year, although Utah had lost, they had proven to themselves that they could play with the Bulls, and then they win Game 1. I thought Utah was going to be the NBA champions.
When everybody, in some ways, didn't expect you to win, and the odds were stacked against you, and for once in your life, you were the underdog. That was beautiful for me.
When he needed it most, Michael didn't find comfort in the championship banners he helped raise, but rather strength from the 7 years of defeat that came before.
Well, that was a long road. It kept me in the gyms in the summer, working on my skills, trying to be the best basketball player I could become. But at the same time, to show players who were not on the same level with the same mental toughness that if I'm going to do this, then you have to keep up with the pace. And quietly, it started to turn.
He was your hardest worker. He competed every day. That filtered down through your team. So as a coach, you never had to talk about the work ethic of your team because your best player always brought that.
Michael's standards were too high for many of his early teammates, but then came Scottie Pippen.
The influence of Michael on Scottie Pippen was almost from day one. Michael kind of helped him get out there in the basketball court and taught him some little things, some of the small tricks that he'd use. As a consequence, the two of them really played well together. It was a Lone Ranger and Tonto. There's no doubt about it.
Pippen became a star in his own right. And then there was the supporting cast that Michael would challenge relentlessly, knowing that they too had to be ready when their moment came.
He understood the fact that everybody had to share in the game, and that he was willing to be part of this, to sacrifice some of his own game for that, was the most important thing.
He comes up, I'll be ready.
I've gotten a chance to play a lot and play a lot in big games. And I felt the pressure, I think, and didn't perform that well. And I learned how to play with Michael and how to hit big shots and how to relax myself in situations like that.
Michael in traffic to Kerr, 15-footer.
What a great experience, to go through, not just for basketball, but for the rest of my life, to know that I can face something that's pretty difficult and deal with it.
Back in Utah, the buzz was still about the Jazz's series opening victory. But by the time Game 2 had begun, Game 1 was history to Michael and the Bulls. If Michael enjoyed being the underdog, he never let his team feel like one, driving them forward with the flair and confidence of a champion. The Bulls won Game 2, and now the series would move to Chicago, tied at 1.
I have to see someone beat Michael Jordan 4 times, because I said to do that, you're going to have to dismember him. You're going to have to take an arm and a leg, and you're going to have to drag him off the floor. He's not going to go easily.